All right, let's talk about becoming a Crorepati. And I don't mean by some stroke of luck or a get-rich-quick scheme. No, we're talking about a formula, a surprisingly simple, data-backed system that actually works. So let's get right into it and break it down.
Okay, so first things first, let's just address the elephant in the room, right? Is hitting that 1 crore mark just a total pipe dream for most of us? I mean, you hear it all the time. You need some crazy high salary, or you've got to win the lottery. But is that actually true? What does the research really say?
Well, all the research, from behavioral finance to just plain old math, gives us a really clear, loud answer. Absolutely not. This goal isn't for the lucky few. It's for the disciplined. It's all about the process you follow, not where you started from.
So, what is this secret formula? What's the magic here? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do now. We are going to unpack it, piece by piece. And I'm going to show you not just how it works, but exactly how you can put it to work for yourself. Okay, get this. A 2024 study from ET Wealth found that for the average salaried person, it takes about 16 to 18 years to build a net worth of 1 crore. Now, the really surprising part? You can do it by investing just 15,000 rupees a month. That's it. That is the power of this formula. It's not magic, it's just math.
So how is that even possible? What's the engine that drives this incredible growth? Well, it all comes down to one single, powerful concept. It's the real secret sauce. We call it the compounding snowball.
You know, even Albert Einstein was supposedly obsessed with this. He called it the eighth wonder of the world. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. See, compounding is this powerful force that's either working for you, building your wealth, or it's working against you, like with credit card debt. Our whole goal here is to make sure it's working for you, big time.
So what exactly is it? The simplest way to think about it is this. It's your money making more money. See, you earn returns on your original investment, right? But then you start earning returns on those returns. It's like a chain reaction. And it creates this growth curve that starts out kind of slow, but over time, it just becomes unbelievably powerful.
Okay, this is where it all starts to click. Just look at these numbers. If you put away a consistent amount every month, what we call a systematic investment plan or an SIP, the results are just wow. So say you invest just 5,000 a month. At a 12% return, you hit 1 crore in 25 years. But get this, you only put in 15 lakh of your own cash. Let's bump that up to 15,000 a month. You get there in just 15 years. Look at that massive gap between what you invested and what you end up with. That, right there, is the magic of compounding at work.
And this chart? This shows you exactly why so many people quit too soon. Look at the first 5, even 10 years. The growth is okay, it's steady, but it's not super dramatic, right? But then, look at what happens later on. The curve just shoots straight up like a hockey stick. That's the tipping point. That's when your earnings start making more money than your own contributions. Your wealth literally explodes. Almost all the real money is made in the second half of this journey. So patience is everything.
All right, so understanding all this theory is great, but how do you actually do it? How do you put this power to work for you? Well, let's turn all this theory into a super simple step-by-step blueprint that you can literally start using today.
So, there are 5 key steps of this whole thing. First, you got to set a real goal with a real date. This turns it from I wish into an actual plan. Second, choose your tools. And keep it simple, Things like low-cost index funds are great. They're just a big basket of stocks, so you're diversified right away. Third, and this is crucial, automate everything. Set it up so the money comes out of your account right after you get paid. You won't even miss it. Fourth, give it a boost every year. We'll talk more about that in a sec. And fifth, probably the most important one, you have to stay disciplined. It's your behavior, your consistency. That's going to get you there, not trying to time the market.
Okay, let's double-click on that 4th step because this is like a secret weapon. If you increase your monthly investment by just 10% every year, which, let's be honest, is probably less than your annual raise, you can literally shave 4 to 5 years off your journey. It is by far the most powerful and painless way to just supercharge your results.
So we've got the blueprint, we've got the math, but you know what the hardest part is? It's that 5th step, staying disciplined. Because the mechanics, the how-to, that's maybe 10% of it. The other 90%, it's all up here. It's about winning the mental game.
You can really see 2 different mindsets when it comes to this. On one hand, you have the average person who gets super emotional. The market drops, they panic, and they sell everything, usually at the absolute worst time. But then you have the successful investor. They're totally different. They're detached, they're focused on the long game. And when the market falls, they don't see a crisis. They see a sale. It's an opportunity to buy more.
And having that right mindset is what helps you avoid these huge mistakes that can completely wreck your plan. The number one mistake? People stop their SIPs when the market crashes. That's like trying to stop a snowball halfway down a huge hill. You kill all the momentum. Other big ones are chasing after those risky hot tips, forgetting to increase your investment each year, and not thinking about taxes. Seriously, avoiding these is just as critical as doing all the right things.
So, after all this talk about discipline and patience, what's the payoff? What's the point? What does having 1 crore actually mean for your life? It's not really about the number on a screen. It's about the freedom that number can buy you.
To make this super real, let's talk about someone named Rohan. He's a perfect example. He's a 27-year-old engineer, just a normal salaried guy, probably a lot like you and me.
Now, Rohan's plan was so simple, it's almost boring. He started investing 12,000 rupees a month. He committed to bumping that up by 10% every single year. And with a pretty reasonable expected return of 11%, boom, by the time he's 43, he's hit his goal. There was no lottery win, no big startup payday, just a simple formula, and just consistency.
And here it is. This is the freedom payoff. That 1 crore he built up, even at a conservative return, it can generate around 83,000 rupees every single month in passive income. That's money you earn in your sleep. That's the point where your money is finally working harder for you than you are working for it. That is what real financial freedom looks like.
So, as we start to wrap this up, I want to leave you with a different way to think about this whole thing. The goal isn't really to chase the crore. The goal is to build the right habits, the small, consistent, automated habits that make reaching that number, well, pretty much inevitable.
Look, the formula is simple. The math doesn't lie. And this journey is absolutely within your reach, but it all starts with that one single step. So the only question left is, what's your first step going to be?